Yeah, it says I'm live. And you know what that means? I must be live. Let me adjust my chair here. No, it doesn't need adjusting. There we go. Ah. So hi there. It is March 9th. Second Saturday in March. Yeah. I'm still here. With a massive unpaid bills, but I'm still here. Yeah. Doing my best to hang on. Yeah, it's been interesting. It's been an interesting week for a variety of reasons. Let me tell you. But let's see. Um, before I get to the meat of this broadcast, and most of you who are watching this or will watch this right now, I don't have any viewers. No one's logged in. Probably have a pretty good idea what I'm going to talk about today. So, but first, I want to talk about one of the things I've been discussing for the last probably a month now is possibly setting up a Patreon. Not that I don't know if it's going to do me any good or not, but I actually came up in this last week. And I actually came up with the idea when I was driving to practice on Monday night. I came up with an idea for a story, and I've actually already filled it out. I mean, I haven't written it yet, but I know what I wanted to say, and I know what I want it to be about. So I'm actually thinking about setting up a Patreon and releasing the story that way. And then doing the same thing. I'm thinking if I can do a short story every month. And by short, I mean, for me, 10,000 words or so. But if I could do a short story in a month, every month, maybe I could generate some income. It's something I've actually been thinking about for a while. In fact, I could do it through my coffee. But there's some limitations on the coffee, and they tend to say, they don't want anything that would be considered R-rated or adult, even through the premium stuff. And I worry about that because, who the hell knows what do you consider R-rated or adult? I mean, technically speaking, having Annie say fuck in one of my novels could be enough to have, coffee go, no, you can't post this. So, I don't know. But I'm thinking, I've actually had a couple of people approach me and say, you really do need to set up a Patreon. And I also have another novel. Actually, I have a couple of novels. I've never released. God, what the hell was the name of that? It was the follow-up to Kuntilanik. I've never released that. Let me look it up here. I know I've got it. Or do I? No, I don't. But I never followed up. I never released that. And I never released Suggestive Amusements either. which is another novel length story. And more importantly, I never released, I guess what you could call the prequel to the Foundation series. I still have that. That was a 53,000 word novel. This that detailed what happened at Salem to touch off the scouring. You know, you've heard about the scouring at Salem. You've never seen it. Yeah. So I'm actually thinking about maybe releasing those through Patreon, because there's like 3 novels right there that I could release. Colorijo, that was what it was. Colorijo was my follow-up novel to Kuntilanik. It was actually what I wrote in NaNoWriMo 2014. Her Demonic Majesty was written in 2013, NaNoWriMo. And I wrote Colorijo in 2014. And I wrote The Scouring, was actually written during Camp Nano in, let's say that was July of 2015. Right before I started on the A for Advanced in NaNoWriMo 2015 and 2016. Yeah. 2016, of course, being the last time I did NaNoWriMo. So there you go. So I have like material that I could release. And that's one of the things I'm going to do this week. I'm going to set that up. I'm pretty sure I'm going to set that up. I always say, I'm pretty sure I'm going to set that up, and then something comes along and I don't. What usually comes along is I can't get off my ass and do these things. So I'm sure there were 4 parts to The Scouring. I think some people would, if I did a little rewriting on it, I think some people would be interested in seeing that. That was the one. I had a friend beta read it, and she basically hated it. She basically told me to get rid of the first 18,000 words because it was all character building. And I told her I need it because people don't know these characters. They don't know where they're coming from. And she's like, it's horrible. It drags the story. You need to just get rid of all of that. And I said, that's like 18,000 words. And she goes, you need to just get to the action right away. She had beta read Her Demonic Majesty, and she liked the fact that in the second chapter, you were getting into action. And then the novel basically didn't let up that entire time. Whereas she didn't like what I did with The Scouring because it was all set up. And by setup, you got to meet Jessica. You got to meet Erwin. This was all in the late 90s. So, you know, in 2000, actually. You got to see Isis and Wednesday and Deanna as students. You also got to see someone else who you've actually seen in the novels. Yeah, you actually have. And you got to, who else was in that? There was somebody else in that. There were people in it, yeah. Oh, Ramona. You got to meet Ramona. You got to meet Pamela. You got to Professor Pamelskoff. You also got to meet Professor Matthias Ellison. And at the very end, you get to meet our favorite sorceress. But you also get to see an event in that novel that it really is. It was a prequel. You get to see an event happen. Most of you, when you see it, you would know exactly, when you read it, you would know exactly what it is. So maybe that'll be the first thing. I don't know. I really would like to write something new to get back on track, but maybe editing the Scouring and then releasing it in 4 different parts on Patreon. That would be good. I'll keep you advised. By next week, I should know. Of course, by next week, I may not have internet. By next week, I probably will be getting an eviction notice. And if you're still interested in chipping in a couple of bucks to help out a struggling young girl, who at the moment I'm down to like my last, I think, $110. That's all I've got to last me until the end of the month. It's $120. I've got $120 to my name right now. So yeah, if you want to help a struggling young, well, there ain't nothing young about me. If you want to help a struggling young lady, just get through day to day, I would appreciate it. You know, my coffee link is on my blog. You can see it. $2. Yeah, I always say this: if 10 people send $2, that's $20. If 100 people send $2, that's $200. I have like 5,000 followers. You know, Jesus. That's what I always love. And I'm just as bad too. But I mean, I think the thing that was kind of the best that I ever did was I once gave someone $400 to fix the brakes on their car. They had a van. They couldn't drive because the brakes were bad and they didn't have the money. And I actually PayPal'd them $400 and said, here, go get your car fixed. Because she had a couple of kids. And she was like, you know, it's just so hard because we only got one car now. And I said, here, go get the brakes fixed on your car. And she was like, are you sure you want to do this? I go, yeah, go ahead. I said, you need the money more than me. So there. Yeah. Gave somebody $400 to fix their brakes. You know, because there's nothing wrong with doing good deeds. In fact, it should be that way. You know, it'd be nice if we could help each other out a lot more than we do. And whenever I could, I would help people out. So, hoping someday that repays me in a way. Probably not. What can I say? So let's see. Is there anything happening today? Let me think. Oh yeah. You know what I'm going to talk about. Come on. The title of this video should give the game away. I mean, you know, come on. It's bout day. And by that, I mean today is my league's first 2 games. We always play a doubleheader because we have, well, technically we have 3 teams, but only 2 are playing right now. We have 2 travel teams and what we call a home team. The 2 travel teams being the All-Stars and the Blitz. And then our home team is, they only play at home. And generally speaking, the home team plays in the later 3 months of the year. That's because we generally take July and August off, or at least we take July off. We do that because they resurface the floor at the rink. Also, there's no air conditioning in the building, so usually July is like a steam bath. August is no picnic either. In fact, it was like in the upper 80s a couple of times when I started tot practice in October. Let me tell you, we know it's coming. And that's one of the reasons why they're always telling us to stay hydrated. We know the heat is coming and it's going to get miserable. But one of the things we like to say is, well, practicing in a building that doesn't have air conditioning, when we go to a place that has air conditioning, it kind of gives us an advantage. And it does. It really does. But I'm not looking forward to not having AC. Like I said, we call our structure the Dutch oven, and there's a reason for that. But yes, today we have our first bout. We are playing a doubleheader. As I stated last week, the All-Stars are playing a team, Sodell Roller Derby from Dover, Delaware. And we're playing the Jersey Shore Derby Dames? Jersey Shore Derby Girls, I believe. Jersey Shore from Tam River, New Jersey. This is why they call us travel teams, because we travel to different locations. Yeah. And we play, like I said, we play a doubleheader when we're at home. When we're on the road, we don't. That home team may play a doubleheader. And as you may have guessed, because I've only mentioned it like a dozen times or so, I am on the roster for today's game, which means I am actually on the bench. I don't know if I'm going to play, but based on practice, based on scrimmage and practice Monday and Wednesday nights, I have a feeling I will get some playing time in. I will be on the bench as the alternate. So when someone needs a rest or if someone gets injured, guess who goes in? Me. Yeah. Guess who goes in? Me. So, and that's how we were playing it Wednesday night. That's how we were playing it Monday night. In fact, I was even told, the coach said, when you want to go in, just tell somebody you're going to spell them. And I said, oh, okay. I had actually told the coach, I said, I thought you were going to tell me when to go in. She goes, no, when you're ready to go in, you just tell somebody you're going to go in. Ask them if they want to rest and just go in. So I said, okay. Because she said, make sure you get some playing time in. And that kind of clued me as like, yeah, I'm probably going to get some playing time tonight. So I've had my jersey hanging up here. Let me see if I can turn my... Yeah, you can see. There it is. I've had my jersey hanging up for 48 hours now. No, I'm not the least bit excited. What makes you think that? And in about 12 hours, I'll be on the track for introductions and possibly lining up for a jam because it's a little after 8 a.m. And it's going to be about 8 p.m. when the blitz takes the track. So, and we'll usually be over by about 9:30. So, yeah, the first bout starts at 6 o'clock, and then second bout usually starts right around 8, and we'll be done by 9:30. And I actually have to be at the rink by 4:15, and I have to be checked in before 4:30. So this makes for a long afternoon. Yeah. Basically 5 hours at the rink. Plus 40 minutes to drive down and 40 minutes to drive back. It's a long day. Bout day it can be a long day. I've already done this a couple of times, but never like this. I'm actually filming most of the All-Star bout. I'm going to have a shadow who I'm going to show how to film, and I already told her. I said, you're going to be filming the blitz bout. So I'll get you squared away as much as possible. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm sore. Monday night scrimmage and Wednesday night kind of scrimmage. Let's just say they took a toll. We busted our butts, and Monday night I was playing pivot and I got past the star. So Monday night I actually during our travel team practice, I actually played every position, all four blocking positions on the floor, inside, outside, middle, and anchor. And then while I was playing pivot, I got past the star, so I got to be jammer. Against the All-Stars again. What is it? What is it? I'm always jamming against the All-Stars. Oh, it was rough. I pushed them around the track for about a lap, but I mean, I never could get through. I was getting beat up like a pinata. I really was. I think it was mostly It was mostly Babs and Punk, and I think Char was in there too. And all three of them were just whacking me like a pinata. It's serious. I was getting hit left and right. Oh, geez. Not to mention, I took a shot from Schmid. That, I mean, it was a legal hit. It was a legal hit on the side. But boy, did that hurt. It's just like, ugh. I felt it. I felt it right in the kidney. I was just like, oh, God. And then he blew the whistle. The jam was over at that point. What she was trying to do was she was trying to move me to get the jammer through. And she didn't move me that much, but I was unable to do anything because she's like leaning on me. And it was hell. I'm skating off going, oh, my kidney. Even when she hit me, I just kind of gritted my teeth, like just went, ugh! But after it was over, we were skating out, and she goes, "Good defense. You were a solid wall tonight." And I was like, "Man, when you hit me that one time, boy, did I feel that." And she was like, "Yeah, but you were solid tonight. Yes, good wall tonight." So I always, whenever I get any kind of kudos from any of the All-Stars or even to my own people, I always feel good because I had told someone, Mama and Peach, Wednesday night, I said, my goal is not to embarrass the team. And they were both like, you're going to do fine. Don't worry about it. Don't sweat it. You'll do fine. So yeah, this is going to be the first one. This is my first bout. This is my first official bout. Battle of the Freshies was really my first bout, but it was more of an open scrimmage than anything else. And this is going to be a team effort, a team bout against another travel team. So this means something. This is a big deal. They're all big deals, but this is really a big deal. So I will be out there on the track. During introduction, I will be on the bench. We've already been given our orders on when to come in, what to do, how to change, what is expected of us when we're on the bench. The whole idea is let's keep our head in the game. Let's not get distracted. And we've already been told that, spend a week pumping yourself up to get ready for the bout. Get your head in the game. I've been doing that. And it started out more, I'm nervous as shit about doing this. And especially, I didn't have a great practice, my last practice on Wednesday. I actually felt as if I pulled a muscle at one point. And so my hustle was really lacking. And I even apologized to a couple of my teammates saying, I felt like I heard something and I just could not get up to speed. And I was really out of it and not knowing what I was doing half the time. I would say my biggest issue I still have is keeping up with the pack, knowing how to just go and keep up with the pack. That's the thing I really have to work on if I'm out there tonight. I have to make certain that I'm not lagging behind. And I want to do my best to keep up with the pack. So, but yeah. And another thing I have to watch for tonight, and Dash called me on it. She said, when you're coming through, you're cutting the track a lot. She says, especially when you're on the inside, you're cutting the track a lot. You got to watch that. And it's hard to see our lines because they're a color that does not work out real well. It's real difficult to see it sometimes. And you got to kind of look down to see where it is. It's different when you're playing because they put an outline and they put rope under tape to give you, like, here's the edge of the track. You can feel it. So it'll be a little different tonight. And in fact, a couple of times during the last practice, I was actually practicing getting up on my toe stops and moving around the inside person to get back to where I was at. And part of that comes from you get behind the enemy pack and they don't want to let you through. So yeah, the thing I got to do is keep up with my pack. If I can't keep up with my pack, I'm going to let my pack down. If I let my pack down, I'm letting my team down. Don't let your team down. Don't do that. But yeah, I'm kind of nervous. I have not quite yet gotten the nervous shits. I would imagine they're coming. I didn't have them when I went to Battle of the Freshies, but there was one person on our team who said, on Team Black, the Black Betties, who said her teammate from her league who had come down with her was in the bathroom with the nervous shits. Yeah. And I was even told by Megapixel, she says, we were walking out and she was like, are you excited about Saturday like that? I was like, yeah, I'm excited, but I'm nervous. And she goes, just wait until you get, and she called it, she's just like, wait until you get the nervous shits. And she goes, it's just like, you'll have this black stuff oozing out of your orifice. She goes, everybody gets it. And I was like, yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. The thing, we were actually like showing off bruises on Wednesday night. That was, I have to say, I love my team. I love my teammates because we're talking about stuff and we're showing off our bruises, our derby kisses. Some of them, one of the players had a bruise in kind of a intimate area, and she was like, take a look at this. Yeah. I gotta love my team. We're talking about bruises and shit that's happening with their cars and stuff like that. But at the same time, we're like, everyone's going to do great. We're going to do well. We're working together. And nobody ever really yells at me. You get given advice, and it's like, even at one point, I was told, I know you haven't played with us that much, so here's something you need to know. And she told me something that they always do with the pack. And she says, you need to be aware of that. And I said, okay, I got it now. I will do my best. But I don't want to embarrass my team. I don't want to embarrass myself. I know, being that it's my first bout and my first real bout against people who have skill levels beyond mine. Let's just put it that way. They have skill levels that are beyond me. And sometimes that's intimidating. And then other times I got to remember the last practice, which it always seems like at some point it's the Blitz versus the All-Stars, which is kind of it's not humiliating, but it really forces you to step your game up considerably. And Dash, who is a jammer, tried to get by me, and I laid a block into her and stopped her. I mean, it was a hard block. I just got planted, and she ran into me, and I kind of pushed into her, and then she took off and went the other way. So afterwards, I'm like, yeah, I stopped Dash. That's pretty good. And you have to take those little victories like that as proof that if I can stop her, I should be able to stop other people. Because the people who are going to be playing us tonight are of a comparable skill level. It's not like we're playing an all-star team. The All-Stars are playing an all-star team. We're playing a team that's more comparable to our skill level. So, but yeah, like I said, when we end up playing the All-Stars, it's generally speaking kind of a hot mess at times. But you also really step your game up. You do. You have to. And like I said, it was against the All-Stars I had to jam. And I wasn't prepared for it because I had the pivot painting on, and I wasn't ready for the pass, and I just happened to be there. And then I heard, the call out that a star pass was occurring, and I just turned like that, and there's the panty. So I reached up and grabbed it and took off, and I was in no position to get out of the All-Star pack. And so I spent the next lap pretty much fighting with a bunch of All-Stars. Oh, God. Like I said, I had at least 2 blockers, sometimes 3. Pretty much just whacking me like a piñata, left and right. It just came from every direction. And I'm grunting and let me get through this. It was so bad I never even got a chance to put the panty on my head. I had it in my hand the entire time, which you're supposed to do. And I let part of it hang down so you could see it. But yeah, I never got a chance to put the star on because I couldn't get out of the pack. And the last thing you want to do is you want to stop and wait a minute, guys, I'm going to put this on. Hold on. You do that after you get out of the pack. But yeah, it was, again, I'm like, geez, why is this happening to me? Why is it happening to me? It's happening to me because you happen to be the person wearing carrying the star. I wasn't wearing it, but it's your responsibility, baby. Yeah, that's the thing, and that could actually happen tonight. And the funny thing was, when that happened during our last practice, that was the only time I had the pivot cover on. I was filling in for the pivot, and it was the only time I filled in for the pivot. And they gave me the panty. No, that was actually Monday night. Yeah, the only time I had the pivot cover on, and I get the star. Here's the star. Take it, Nomi. Have fun. Oh yeah, here it comes. So much fun. I can laugh about it. I really can. I mean, the whole idea is don't give up. The whole idea is just keep pushing, keep trying to get out, keep pushing, and don't give up. And I did state at one point, the last time I got pushed out during that jam, I was pretty much exhausted, and then the whistle blew and the jam was over. And I just got back and collapsed on the bench. And I said, I was about spent by the time I got back, by the time I was pushed out. And it's just like, oh my God. But you don't give up. You just keep pushing. And it's not something to be afraid of anymore. That's one thing. I know one of these days, with enough practice, I'm going to be able to get through that pack. And it's really something that I never got to practice when I was with my other league. Never got to practice all that much, was jamming, being a jammer. Here, it's kind of like we have established jammers. But that doesn't mean you might not be called upon. I mean, I could be told go in and fill in for the pivot tonight. You're going in this jam for the pivot. So put the cover on. Okay. And I need to know where all the players set up. And I kind of do. In my pack, I kind of know, because I'm in a pack, so I'm with the same players all the time. And I kind of know where everyone sets up, the positions that they play. So if I have to go in and fill in for one of these people, I have to play that position. And I could end up being told, you're going in for the pivot. Here's, put the cover on. And that could be the time when I will hear the call that a pass is occurring. And I'm not going to sit there and go, no, I'm not taking the damn star. You're crazy. No, I will do my job. Go back, grab the star, and hopefully get out of the pack, put it on, and come around and do my thing. Because now that's what I've been trained to do. And not fear it. I mean, I've already been in two or three situations as a jammer where I couldn't get through for my initial pass. It happens. Shit happens. And it could happen tonight. I could get the star and come around and not get through and score any points. Or I could just start slamming into people and I'm coming through. I'm going to get at least 2 points. The chances are good if I get the star. If I'm playing pivot and I get the star, it's because we're not lead anyway. So what'll usually end up after that, whether they'll do a hit and quit, I don't know. They know I'm not a good jammer. But no, then I can surprise them. I could surprise them. I could just like blow into their line and knock a couple of people down and get points. And at that point, I'll be going, you should have called it off. You just do it. You do it. And I'm not afraid to be a jammer anymore. I've hit that point where, since I know what to do and I know some of the tricks, it's all a matter of, do I have the speed to do it? Do I have the reflexes for it? That's really what I need to work on. I know I have the strength, and I'm getting to the point where if I can push a bunch of all-stars around a track for a lap, now I should be able to handle someone at the blitz level. Now, yes, I had a disastrous run as a jammer at Battle of the Froshies. And that was just mainly the fact that I couldn't read the pack. I really couldn't. But I also know tonight, if I'm jammer, my pack is going to do their best to try to get me through. I'll only have like 5 seconds, really, because that's about all the time you have. You do like 5 seconds of O, and then you get back into your tripod, especially if the other jammers out there. And, take advantage of it. But who knows? I might end up playing every position tonight, just like I did the other night. Played every position, literally played every position. I could end up doing that tonight. I do, like I said, I do think I'm going to get some playing time. And just don't embarrass yourself. Don't let down the team. Just, as I said about Battle of the Froshies, fall back on your training. Fall back on your training. And as long as we're not attacking Klendathu, we'll be fine. And we're not attacking Klendathu tonight, so I should do okay. And even if I don't succeed as a jammer, if it comes to that, if for some reason I'm playing pivot and they hand me the star, the fact that I go out and do it is something, to me, is kind of it's a huge success story in a way. Because, like I said before, when I was with my other league, if you were fast and you had great reflexes, the odds were pretty good you were going to be a jammer. And if you were big and didn't have great reflexes, the chances were pretty good you were going to be a blocker. If you were able to block well, but you were also quick, then you'd get to be a pivot. So I was kind of resigned to the fact that I was going to be a blocker. I mean, I'm a blocker now. That's a good position. I like what I do. I like it every time the Juki jammer tries to get by me and I either hit her out or just stop her cold. I don't know if I related that or not, but during one practice we had, yeah, I think I did. A teammate from the All-Stars, I was blocking and she ran into me. And at that point, we'd been told to go 100%. And all of a sudden I hear, "Oh, God," like that. And she took off in another direction. And afterwards, I was like, what'd you go say that for? And she goes, "I hit you." And I was not expecting it to be that hard. And I was like, "Well, yeah, but we were told to go 100%. She goes, "Yeah, but I was not expecting that." And that was when Venom said, "You've never had to jam against Nomi. She can be hard to move sometimes." Yeah, it's just like, come on, baby. Let the good times roll. So it always feels fun when you get to stop someone like that. You know, you're doubting yourself, and then the jammer comes at you, and you wall up with the person to your left or your right, and then they hit you, and you just kind of like go somewhere else, jammer, and they go in another direction because they can't get past you, and you feel good. You're like, yeah, I kept the wall solid. That's my job. Need to watch my lines tonight. If I'm on the inside or the outside, I need to watch the line. And if I'm on the inside, I need to do what I did one practice where I was the middle blocker and I was just like going back and forth like crazy to block. I was just like going back and forth, shifting my weight and getting my plow down so that, I was holding the wall. And after it was done, Venom, who was actually the anchor, she goes, "That was a really good job. You did a really great job there." And that was really my first time playing middle. Most of the time I play the outsides. So but this is it. Yeah. This is what I've been waiting for. And I thought I'd calculated this. I think I did. But I'm really bad about remembering stuff. And of course, I like to interrupt stuff. It's just like, Cassidy, you should have done this a while ago. Yeah, I know. So from the time I entered Derby, today, it has taken me 649 days to get to this point. 1 year, 9 months, 10 days. Almost 650 days. If we were having the bout tomorrow, it'd be 650 days on the nose. 649 days. To get from where I first walked into a roller rink and said, "I want to try out for your team," to the point where I'm actually going to hear my name announced during player introductions. 649 days. Big cooler if it was 650, but I'll take 649. And in that time, I've been through a ton of shit. Still am going through a ton of shit. But I'm glad to be here. I'm going to do my best tonight. I really am. I'm not nervous. I got my head in the game. I mean, I am kind of nervous. In fact, I can feel the nervous shits starting to come on just talking about this, but no, I'll do my job. I'll do what is expected of me. I don't want to give anyone the impression that I'm incapable of doing this. I'm on the bench for a reason. And the reason is they think I can do this. I mean, seriously. If they didn't think I could do this, I wouldn't have been on the roster. They'd have put one of the alternates on the roster. So they think I can do this. I know I can. Am I going to do it perfectly? No. Am I going to make a mistake? Probably now and then. I probably will make a mistake. But I'm expecting that, And anything bad that happens tonight, it gets left on the track. I will analyze it later and know where I need to make improvements. At the same time, all the little successes I have tonight, I'm going to remember those and say, okay, that's what you did right. Keep doing it. So I probably won't get a lot of playing time, but that's okay. So if I get out there for just one jam, that's one jam. And I can say, yeah, I went out and played. I was out and I played tonight. And I did my best. But I think it'll be more than that. I think I'll actually get out there for more than just one jam. We'll see. Anyway, any way you look at it, when I go to the after party tonight, I'm going to be really happy. Because I'm going to be in my jersey. And I'm going to be representing my league. I'm going to be representing my team. It's kind of an honor. It really is. It's kind of an honor to be put in this position because under no circumstances did I expect to be on the roster today. I even said that. It was like a couple of weeks ago I was saying, oh, no, they're not going to. There's no way in hell I'm making the roster for March. That's not going to happen. I just made the team, And boy, was I wrong. So I have to prove that people's trust in me was not misguided. I have to show that I can do this. Just fall back on your training. Don't get panicky. Do your thing. And just be ready for whatever comes your way. And rely on your teammates. Your teammates will help you out. You will help out your teammates. That's the idea. That's why we're a team. That's why I'm part of a pack. And I will be with my pack all night. So I'm beginning to understand how they play, how we do things. Maybe I won't gel completely tonight, but I can tell you by the time April rolls around, I'll be in a much better place. That if I'm on the roster for a game, I'll be in a much better place to be able to help out. We'll see what happens. Yeah. There you go. So that's it. Wish me luck. Nomi's going to need it. I'm probably not going to need as much luck as I think. Again, I'm usually my harshest critic. I've had a couple of teammates say, don't worry, you're going to do okay tonight. Don't worry. So I will worry, but I'm not going to be in a panic. I know it has to be done. I'll just get out there and do it. That's it. That's the Derby game. You do what's expected of you. Just please don't pass me the star tonight. Now, if you pass me the star, I will take the star. Again, you don't look at someone and go, no mas. No mas. You don't do that. You just okay, here we go. Let's do this. We'll see. Okay. I will try to be back here next week. Maybe I'll have some information on a Patreon. Maybe I'll have an information about a novel being published. Who knows? We'll see. But I'll talk to you later. Take care. Bye.